Now, State of New York, yours in truth, Amor Patriae and Amor New York Glendora. Chat with Glendora on 51 TV stations without prejudice, universal, uniform commercial code, Article 1207 Glendora. Now, so tomorrow this goes out to Mayor Delfino, Joanne Freya, Swarak and Satterley, a friend of Glendora, Sonny Katz, George McDermott, Center for Judicial Accountability, Glendora TV audience, oh, that's you. Glendora Internet audience, Brian Hansberry, Charles F. Dolan, Cablevision Chairman, James Bell Dolan, CEO, Cablevision, Cecilia Masterilli, Tabat Salako, Officer Lewis, and Judge Eric Press, White Plains City Court. And this took 7 hours and cost $13.23 to print and post, Opus 1333. Bring you apples. Nowadays, they drive you bananas. Just parting with a pure thought here, folks. You know what watching and waiting, looking above, you know what that refers to, don't you? It refers to pure thoughts. Send pulses of love and success and happiness and joy. Send them to others. Watching and waiting, looking above, filled with His goodness, lost in His love. Now say those pure thoughts over and over again. 1, watching and waiting. 2, looking above. 3, filled with His goodness. 4, lost in His love. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of love, purchase of God, born of the Spirit, washed in His blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. You through already? Folks, do you know that behind every successful man is a proud wife and a flabbergasted mother-in-law? Here's a pure thought for you. This is my Father's world. Oh, let me ne'er forget that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world. Why should my heart be sad? The Lord is King, let the heavens sing. God reigns, let the earth be glad. That's your pure thought. God reigns, let the earth be glad. God reigns, let the earth be glad. Brian K. Julian, 500 South 5th Street, Boise, Idaho. Received by Glendora, 12/21. And memo endorsed by Glendora, 12/23. It didn't get printed and the envelope's done though until tonight. Stephen G. Toman is a judge, and he hired this lawyer to defend himself against Glendora. Judge Phillipstown Court, Putnam County, State of New York. And this case is in the United States District Court for the District of Idaho, Glendora plaintiff versus Stephen G. Toman et al. Notice of appearance. This is the case number, and there's the initials of the assigned United States District Judge, EJL. He's a nice man, but he was improperly influenced. To plaintiff above name, you and each of you, that's great, there's one of me. You, lawyer, prolixity. Will please take notice that the undersigned hereby appears as counsel of record for defendant Stephen G. Toman in the above entitled action. The defendant hereby specifically reserves all defenses as to a lack of jurisdiction. See, these are all the things they say when they have no meritorious defense. Over the subject matter, lack of jurisdiction over the person, improper venue, insufficiency of process and/or service of process, failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted, that's always a lie, and failure to join an indispensable party, and any other defenses available to said defendant. And Glendora says, and all else of no meritorious defense. Ho-hum. Dated the 13th day of December. Brian K. Julian, there's a mixed up mind. Look at that signature. Now, is he licensed by the state of Idaho? No, he isn't. No lawyer has a state license. Physicians, doctors have to have a state license, but not one lawyer is licensed by the state. All they have is a union card from a trade association called the American Bar Association. Okie dokie. And what do we got here? U.S. District Court, District of Idaho. Julian says it is 2, and the court says it is 3, so already we have a discrepancy. Notice will be electronically mailed to Brian K. Julian. Notice will be delivered by other means to Glendora. Glendora will serve Toman. Opus 1334, 4 hours, $6.37, print and post, and no mileage. Omnibus 27. Without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Article 1, 207, Glendora. Dated December 30th. Just 2 days left in this beautiful 2005. Oh. I hereby certify that on the 13th day of December 2005, I served a true and current copy of the foregoing notice of appearance upon Glendora by U.S. mail, postage prepaid. Glendora wants to know what happened to, under penalty of perjury, I asseverate I am telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Well, Glendora does herein, and this is Glendora's service list. I sent a copy to mine, and to you, the Glendora TV audience, and the Glendora Network audience, Internet audience, and Jim Bernass and Kelly Bernass, and to the Clerk of the Appeals Court, State of New York, to McDermott, and to Sassauer, and to Friend, and to Eacock, and to Cecilia, and to Savarino, and to Charles F. Dolan, Chairman of Cablevision, James L. Dolan, CEO, his son, and to Cablevision Systems Corporation, and a courtesy copy to the signed U.S. District Judge. This is my Father's world. Oh, why should my heart be sad? The Lord is King, let the heavens ring. God reigns, let the earth be glad. Happy New Year. Here's a little entity going into year 2006. Very, very happy. Mary Ramage received the tape of .com modeling the blankets that Mary Ramage crocheted. And I don't think that Mary Ramage could have had a better Christmas present, although she got a flat screen RCA TV from her daughter, Dorothy. And now she can watch a chat with Glendora at 6:30 p.m. Thursdays in Yorktown on channel 22 or 23, whatever it is. And she can watch a chat with Glendora Fridays. It's supposed to be Friday 7 to 9 p.m. and they're in court being sued for changing it to 8:30 p.m. Friday, and now just lately changing it to 7:30 p.m. Friday. I wish Cablevision would learn how to run public access. To them, run is with an I in it. Ruin public access. They just do not know what they're doing. And it's very, very costly. Here's a lawsuit suing Cablevision's lawyers. This is Glendora versus Sadly Stevens, Burke and Burke. They're liar for hire at 230 Madison at Park Avenue, NY. And they're ignorant and shoddy lawyer, Walter A. Sarrock, and Cecilia Mastroilli for putting up with his ignorant and shoddy defense. So he made a motion to dismiss, and this is Glendora's cross motion to deny the motion to dismiss, to grant her $5,000 damages caused by ignorant and shoddy lawyering, to impose $5,000 sanctions for the overworking of this court, the White Plains City Court, by this same lawyering, together with an application to decide this case on the papers submitted, and quashing January 2nd court appearance. Ad hominem is affixed here too. Here is what this ignorance and shoddy lawyering cost Glendora by the day, by the hour, and by the dollar. How long is this ad hominem? It's not bad. It's just page 2 and page 3. That's the end of it. And what's the total? 171 hours, $320. And Glendora charges $300 for an hour for expertise in television for 50 years, and in cable TV for 33 years, and in the courts for 15 years. And she's the producer of the show, and the videographer, and the editor, and the talent, and she makes 44 VHS dubs every week, and she posts them. Wait, every 2 weeks. That's wrong. And so 171 hours of labor times $300 an hour, it comes out to $51,000, only $5,000 of which is reclaimable in small claims court, state of New York, city court. Under penalty of perjury, Glendora has told the truth, and she's the only one who has. So that was served today on Swarak, New Year's Eve. He served me his motion to dismiss on Christmas Eve. Isn't this sweet? Peace on earth and goodwill toward men. And now here are all of the logs that tell you what happened for each of those hours. And all of the other expenses and the receipts are in the cross motion. Happy New Year, Franklin. Are you happy? Frankie would say, oh yes. This one cost 7 hours and $39.49 to post. And you? Happy New Year, little kitty. I know you certainly had a happy 2005 and a happy 2004. November to November and November to January 1st tomorrow. This is such a good legal paper, folks. Why? Because it's a little person. Not caving into having a lawyer, it's a little person. Not backing down to a Park Avenue lawyer, it's a little person showing what a cheater this Park Avenue lawyer for hire is. First of all, Sawrock is a defendant. Cecilia and Satterley are co-defendants, and a defendant cannot defend his co-defendants. Cecilia has to appear independently of Sawrock, and so does Satterley. And neither Cecilia nor Satterley has appeared in this bogus motion to dismiss. Sawrock is acting as a pro se. Chuckle, 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 chuckle. We forced a crooked lawyer to act as a pro se in court. So it's something like 42 pages, but it's good. It is so good. It takes every one of his lies and unfolds it for what it is. Always in the past, I've read you these papers. Because I think it's helpful for you to know these things. So people do not take advantage of you. And I want the Chat with Glendora to change. I want it to be something that brings you happiness. Now I suppose this brings you happiness. One young man, Tommy, called up and said, I love it the way you won't back down. Made him happy. But I think we're going to use the time to teach you the steps of happiness, because there's no reason in the world you can't be happy. We can do that. You and I can accomplish that. A fortiori, with greater force, all the more, even more certain and necessary. The motion to dismiss must be denied. And Glendora's $5,000 damages for the ignorant and abase conduct of Sawrock, Cecilia, and Satterley, Stevens, Burke, and Burke must be granted, together with any further release just and proper, dated December 31st, New Year's Eve. Yours in truth, and in Amor Patriae, and in Amor New Yorki. Now, are you confused on this New Year's Eve about this $5,000? It's a second $5,000. We won $5,000 against Cecilia Cablevision in small claims court. They tried to get it vacated. And in trying to get it vacated, they wrote these ignorant and shoddy papers. They never should have. If they couldn't come up with a meritorious defense, they shouldn't have lied that they could have. And opposing their papers cost Glendora dollars, hours, and ergs and ergs of energy. So that's what this case is about. It's Glendora versus Sadly, Saw Rock, and Cecilia. So this is the second $5,000. And does this take the happy out of Happy New Year? No way. No way. Remember our rule? Don't let anything spoil your happiness. Not even for a minute. Lots of birdies came to eat the birdseed in the bread. Great big birds like cardinals, except they were all black. And then chickadee-dee-dee-dees. And then the little finches. I always tell a finch by the way they hop. They have such a cute hop. But this Faline doesn't care. Positions everything in life. She doesn't even pay attention to them. The shoveling is fun. See, a big job, you compart it into small jobs. Well, that's what compart means. A big job, you compart it. So there's the first one done, and here's the second section done. First one was a patio, all the way across, and then this lower left side. Next one will be the snow around the 1993 Lincoln, and sweep off that one. And then the upper front left, the 1980 Lincoln. It's fun. Well, Daniel and Charles did shoveling. You see, it makes a difference what time you shovel. If you get at it the first thing after the storm, you get it all, don't you? And then this was a few hours after the storm, this piece right here. And then by the time they came, it was several hours of storm, and you see the big difference? Oh, and this third piece that I did was 2 hours after this piece, so you see it gets less efficient. And then they came 3 or 4 hours after that. But it's nice, the two great big tall men, each of them picked up an end of the car covers, took them off, turned them upside down, and let the snow slide off. I picked up the middle. Now that was good, see that? That saved a lot of time. That was 3 minutes flat instead of, like 10 or 15 minutes for me to sweep it off. This is the transcript of judgment that Glendora got in the White Plains City Court. $5,000 judgment against Cablevision Sicilia. We'll tell you about that later, but not much. We're going to emphasize cheer up. And over here, this is the Supreme Court, State of New York, County of Columbia, and we're writing the chief clerk a letter, and we'll tell you about that. And tomorrow is a holiday. It's funny, isn't it? Today's New Year's Day and tomorrow's a holiday. Happy opossum. Fat opossum. Guess give him some more peanut butter sandwich. This is a nightlight. I don't think it's any better, do you? Has a cute face. Let me make him some peanut butter sandwich. He's eating casserole. Curly macaroni casserole. So, see what befell a little squirrel overnight. Let me take off the nightlight. So let us quickly as possible, after we put the teddy bear blanket on top of the bed, because .com likes that so well. It's so soft. Right after we do that, let us sweep a place on the stoop. And then get a dish and fill it up with peanuts. And the little birdies, why, this would be over their heads. Do you think it's going to snow tomorrow, Wednesday, January 4th, when we have to go to the White Plains City Court and convince the court to award us $5,000 to pay for the damages that the ignorance of Walter A. Skarrock, Sadly Stevens Birkenberg, and Cecilia Masterilli caused us all of the money, travel, and ergs of energy with their ignorant law papers and actions. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in the winter wonderland. My friend Caesar dog, and he was the only one who wished me Happy New Year. I opened this door at midnight to feed the animals, and Caesar, 3 or 4 lots away, barked and wished me Happy New Year. He does that quite often the minute I open this door. Now he's eating his vegetarian dog biscuits. Caesar dog, Happy New Year. Oh yes, Caesar, I want you to be happy the whole year. And don't hurt anybody, Caesar. Don't hurt any little animals. You want more cat food, Caesar? You want more vegetarian dog biscuits? On our way to the White Plains City Court down the beautiful Taconic, state of New York. We went through Columbia County, Dutchess County, and we're now approaching Westchester. We are in Westchester. No, we're in Putnam County, excuse me. Boy, what a job it was, Jim, to cut through this rock, huh?
Yep.
And make this road.
The one down here they didn't cut through, they went all the way around.
Oh, they had to go around it?
You know that one that goes all, well, I'll show you.
Oh, really?
Coming up close here.
They couldn't cut through it.
Well, they...
Bonnie has done a beautiful job chauffeuring.
So far, we're all alive. That's my opinion.
Lester, that's the one they didn't go through.
Oh, this is the...
This is where that long curve, and then it'll curve back to the right here in a little bit.
They couldn't go through, they
No,
couldn't cut down these rocks, and so they went around them, you said.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a long left-hand turn here, and then...
Oh yeah, look at
This is
it.
a long curve to the right.
This is the Taconic. Yes, uh-huh.
Instead of cutting through that mountain, they went around it pretty much.
That is some curve, isn't it? Must be fun to design a road.
It is. I enjoyed it.
There's so many factors, so many variables.
Yes. You know, things you don't think about, like, historical sites.
Oh.
Farmlands. And, you try to go out on the farm, you try not to break up farms.
Oh.
Wetlands, and, as well as, houses, obviously, communities.
This is Peekskill Hollow Road, and it is so pretty. The scenery is so pretty. Now this has nothing to do with Peekskill. It's funny that they...
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with it. This is in Putnam County. No, it isn't. This is Westchester. But we've been down the hollow now. Now we're going up the hollow. And see those mountains over there, Bonnie, to your right? Aren't they spectacular?
I know I like the Taconic. I think it's a pretty drive.
Yeah, I don't like the possibility of hitting a deer. Big Kitty came to eat today, but Caesar chased him away. There are some of Caesar's vegetarian dog biscuits, but we have one happy squirrel eating toffee peanuts. Now isn't that nice? Doesn't that make you feel good? I was looking for somebody who was acrimonious, seeing if we knew anybody who was acrimonious, caustic temper, biting, corrosive speech. And I went through all the people I knew, and I don't know anybody at the moment. I know people from the past. But I did find one. Guess who it is? It's .com. I do something nice for her, and she puts out the claw, And then if I move, she goes after me and tries to bite. And she has a caustic temper. And she growls, so that's biting, corrosive speech. How's that? I found somebody acrimonious. How about acerbity? Utterances of one who is sour and embittered and set on edge. I know a little girl, 9 years old, who's like that. And I'm going to pray that we cast out that evil spirit inside of her and make her filled with His goodness and lost in His love. What's that? What's that song? Blessed assurance, all is at rest. I am my Savior, happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking above, filled with His goodness, lost in His love. That's for you, Catherine. So chickadees had two great big black crows. And the squirrels were eating the bird seed. We had two doves. There's a dove. Finches. And tufted titmouse. Not a mouse, it's a bird. And these finches are red. If you can get a good look at them, backs are really red. .com doesn't care. She sleeps through the whole thing. Oh, there's a blue jay. That did pretty. No cardinal. We used to have a cardinal. Oh, pretty bird. Chickadee-dee-dee-dee. Chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Did you ever see a red-backed squirrel? We don't have any chipmunks anymore. I think it's because of .com's presence. But last year we had chipmunks and they were very red. I never saw a squirrel with a red stripe down the back. Well, Mary, after her third supper, she decided to give your white fluffy blanket a try. Now, .com, thank you. That's going to make Mary, Mary, I think she's taking to it. I think she might even go to sleep there. It's almost her bedtime. Mary says to give you a kiss on the snoot. Here's your kiss on the snoot. There's your kiss on the snoot. Kiss on the snoot. Here you are, Mary. Ramage, Yorktown, where they never are able to cablecast the program. They missed it tonight, 6:30 to 7. Their machine got stuck. I don't know how anybody can be as inept as Cablevision. But, stop! Thank you for doing all the other times you cablecast it right. I always think these big piles of snow are interesting. It comes from a child. Look at the snow house that would make. And you can make tunnels. You can make a snow house at the front end and a snow house down here. And you can make a tunnel. My physics professor at the State University of New York at Buffalo sent me 24 oranges from Florida. Share them with my neighbors. Isn't he wonderful to do that? I was a graduate student in physics there. That's for Jack, and that's for Daniel, and that's for Marge, and that's for Kathleen, and that's for Anthony, and that's for Joseph, and that's for Paul. And let me go show you the rest of them. Oh, it's a beautiful day today, folks. We got blue sky. Look at this. All these oranges. Isn't that marvelous? Thank you, Dr. Eric W. Beth, theoretical physicist, State University of New York at Buffalo. 92 years old. The largesse, the beautiful creations of God. Folks, don't let a minute go by without praying for somebody. What are you going to say? You're going to say, I hope blank blank feels the oneness with God, knows the oneness with God, knows all the power, all the richness, all the wealth, all the satisfaction, and get everything that blank blank wants, his oneness with God. Don't let a minute go to acrimony, asperity, acerbity, or tartness. Let every minute go with prayer. Here's a life, oh let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take the moments and the days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. Did you know that behind every successful man is a proud wife and a flabbergasted mother-in-law? The telephone answering machine at 914-949-9495 is broken, so we made a decision to go with Verizon, home voicemail. And I can leave you a new message every day, and you can leave up to 10 messages a day, and each can be 2 minutes long, and it costs about $4 a month. But up here, Bonnie Sutherland says you don't even have to have a telephone line for that. You can have just voicemail. You can sign up with a telephone company, you get a telephone number, you get voicemail, and people can leave messages, and that's about $4 a month. You don't even have to have a telephone line. and pay $19 a month. Isn't that interesting, folks? This is Gardy, Assistant New York State Attorney General. A completely hopeless paper that she threw together. And this is in Glendora versus Taman, omnibus number 27. I'll talk to you about it later. Now it's being collated. It took an hour and a quarter just to do the envelopes. It took 3 or 4 hours to print it. It took about 8 hours to write it. But it's on its way at the new postage rate. Too bad we didn't get it in 24 hours sooner. There, MaryRamage.com finally took to your white fleece that you sent her. Little love fingers are spreading. Now, why did that take so long? This is Saturday and it's been here since Thursday. At last, she likes it, Mary. Mary Ramage in Yorktown sent .com this fleece blanket. Hi there, everybody. In the 30s is not bad for January. It's much better than the 5 degrees that we had early December. But the rest of the December and January has been a mild winter. We've had only 8 storms, and they've been very slight. Here to cheer you up and to fill you with goodwill. You heard about the man who was filled with goodwill? His suit came from there, his tie came from there, and his coat came from there. And this hat came from there. This is Mary Ramage hat. And she's always on the lookout for what Jim Dunnan calls Glendora hats. So Mary bought this one, a purple one, and a green one. Thank you, Mary Ramage, who is the signer for Cablevision, Yorktown, and all of the surrounding towns, Yorktown. Mary's from Mohegan Lake. So I'm here to cheer you up, and I'm perfectly confident that I can do that. And I'll do it shortly, because you must remember when you're giving a speech that the mind cannot absorb more than the seat can endure. A salesman said that he'd been on the road for 3 months, and somebody who didn't know that he was a salesman said he must be a slow driver. Folks, why did the inventor cross a TV set with a microwave oven? Why did the inventor cross a TV set with a microwave oven? So he could watch 60 minutes in 3/4 of an hour. And they have scales that talk. They have automobiles that talk. When are they going to invent a washing machine that talks and tells you what it did with the other sock? Maria. IBM and Goodyear are going to merge. Do you know why? So they can make a computer that makes snap decisions. And why did the man invent the upside-down lighthouse? What's the upside-down lighthouse for? It's for submarines. Are they ever going to have a Disneyland in Tokyo? I guess not, because the seven dwarfs would tower over the natives. And why did the man quit his job at Midas Muffler? Why did the man quit his job at Midas Muffler? He found the work exhausting. And Marilyn was asked, "What does your son do?" And the mother says, "He's a plant manager for a great big industrial complex." Really? Yep, it's his job to water them every day. Now here's an interesting job. This is what you call a specialty job. Henry's job was to put the one cashew in a can of mixed nuts. And you heard about the fella who started a nice business, and he's doing very well. He manufactures knee pads for people who wear contact lenses. What do you call a veterinarian who specializes in elephant skin disease? A pachydermatologist. Well, I'm cheered up because I fed the birds this morning, and it's so interesting to see them eat, and it's so philosophic to see them eat because they're so happy. And my goodness, great big crows, and then blue jays, no cardinals though, and then these little finches that have a red stripe and a black stripe and a tan stripe go down all the way from the head to the tail. They're beautiful. I tried to get a close-up for them. And then there's these little tiny birds. And then there's chickadee-dee-dee-dee. And they're all so happy eating their seeds and their little peanut butter sandwiches. I make a big peanut butter sandwich and then take scissors and cut it all up in little pieces for them. And they are so happy. And the squirrels, too. Squirrels always come here because they're always looking for a nut. Now, do you know that you are very, very special? And do you fully realize that there's nobody else in the world like you? And do you realize that you have been specifically made to do a great job that nobody else can do? Only you can do it? Have you found out what that is yet? Well, I'll tell you folks, you're looking in the wrong places. You're looking in all the wrong places. Button, who's got the button? Cold, 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 cold. I get hot, 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 hot. Get warm, 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 hot. Where are you going to find that? Where are you going to find that greatness that you are? Where are you going to find it? Every morning you go alone with God. And you find that oneness with God. And now you're going to have all the money you want, all of the success you want, all of the praise, all of the applause, all of the love, all of the affection, all of the prestige. Everything you want you're going to have. But you gotta look in the right place. You hear me? You have to look in the right place. And what is the right place? Tell me. That's right. Your alone time with God in the morning. Where do you start? Try to get a devotional like this. Go to any church. There's quite a few of them around. Each church seems to have its own. The one I like is the Radio Bible Ministry, Our Daily Bread. And there's always something inspirational in here. There's always something in here from the Bible, and that's very propelling. And you can pick up from there and have your little notebook and write down in it and put the date down and the time.